Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and I got a very special shout out for my longtime fan, Guersan. You are the best there is, the best there was, and the best ever will be.
All right, folks, welcome to the next episode of the Big Papa Papa Cast. I am your host, Big Papa, along with my co-hosts,
Guersan.
Today we have a special guest, a member of the Haven family. Welcome to EricKong.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
So a little background about Eric. Well, from what I know about Eric, Eric is very involved in the Haven family website. He is a very big promoter of the Haven family. And, of course, you can join the Haven family website, and Eric will give you that information, in a little bit. And it's a lot of good information that's open to the public, a lot of advice on how to use certain characters, a lot of advice on the proper way to set up your feud strategy. And I think the verse information that I read is a little outdated now that 4-star is available. But there's a lot of good information on there, so you should go ahead and check it out. Eric will tell us all about that in a minute.
It's a pretty well-made site.
The information I give out Eric, he is actually the man who put Stardust on the map. So before Eric, nobody really knew how good Stardust actually was, and now every single person I know swears he's the free-to-play god. So, Eric.
All right, I'm going to have to update that guide then, because that was written, what, like 2 years ago?
Probably.
Yeah.
So I remember when golds first started coming out, and everybody's making their Balor's gold and their Rollins gold. AJs were going gold, and all of a sudden I see this guy keeps attacking me in verse with a gold Stardust, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, and you were persistent. I gotta give you credit. Like, if I attacked you, I got revenge every single time.
Only because you were always ranked higher than me, and it was a good payoff.
Like, this guy is persistent. He wants to stay up top. He wants to prove that you don't need one of these top, quote unquote, top tier guys. And people started really realizing how good Stardust was because of you. Like let's be real. Like, anybody who has a gold Stardust on their roster is because of you.
I appreciate that. When I created that, I didn't know anybody. I still know very few people in the community. I'm an educator by nature. That's just a side passion that I have, is creating all these guides. And the Haven site was just actually generated from that. The whole point was just to house the guides. And then I stumbled across you guys actually by accident. I'm like, all this crap is out there that's good, and everybody's putting so much time in. Why can't it be easy to find? So yeah, the Haven site's the Haven site, but that's almost like a neutral zone. Nobody's calling for you to come on over here. Everybody's supposed to be able to use that site. Now I've expanded it to really break it out into sections. So you got your community resources, which is all your YouTube channels. Anybody that is out there creating stuff, by all means, please contact me so I can get you up there to link everybody else. We just added some Discord servers up there. We're going to add the multilingual section for our French and our Spanish folks that are out there contributing. And the whole goal is not to join the Haven family. It's to keep this community strong and share the knowledge. It sucks if that information winds up being limited and people wind up leaving because they're not getting it, and one group gets so far ahead. That's really not where the success is. The more folks that are all doing the same things keeps it competitive and keeps us all here. So that was really what I was looking for. I am not a member of the Haven Council. In fact, that is really they're kind of on the down low. Those guys aren't, out there doing anything. They're actually managing us. We call me the ambassador for the Haven family. I can't help you get in, but I can direct you to the right people if that's what you need.
That's what I do too. I don't take any decision. I just send people to Coyote.
Yeah.
So Max and I are in the same faction. We're both in Grim, and so anytime someone comes to us, I'm like, well, I'm not in charge of recruitment. Here's the information of the guy who is, and like, I get it. Like, I'll direct you in the right place, and I'll let them make the decision. So, and the thing is, I've seen some of your recruitment videos for the Haven, and they're pretty freaking awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Those are amazing. It's like the first one I think I saw was Hacksaw.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is like, and I'm not sure if you got the idea from Max or not. I'm not gonna lie, because Okay.
I did the Brett, and then I saw like 10 of them. I was like, well, there goes that originality.
You ran with it.
Well, if we go back 20 plus years ago before the internet, I was known as Blue Meanie Tape Trader. I had one of the largest collections in the United States, well over 2,000 really rare independent tapes. And I had some folks actually were able to reach out to me and get some of their early work. So I've been able to make a few connections through the years. And I still compensate them for their work. The easiest way to get their stuff is through Cameo or through.
Yeah. But a lot of the guys you got are not on Cameo.
Well, that's because I know them, or I go right through the bookers.
That's awesome.
There's a lot of legwork involved. Like I've probably reached out to maybe 100 plus, right? What do I got out there now? 10. We got another 10 in the works, trying to stagger them to make them come out. And I'd also love for other folks out there to do it. It's just something that catches people up.
It gets expensive too, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it gets expensive. I'm pretty sure you're paying for it out of your own pocket, which is, again, that's your business.
Yeah.
That's your business between you and your faction, obviously.
And Brett wasn't cheap.
Oh, yeah. None of my guys are like that, brother. What I try to do also is if I know they're working on some side thing, like a podcast or something, I'll pitch an idea with the offer to cross-promote into this community. And that usually works out as a win-win for a lot of these guys.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the truth is, like, we've met a couple of wrestlers at WrestleMania. We met Booker T, and like he had no idea about this game. Like, no. and I was like, it's crazy because like you're represented in the game.
Yeah.
And then of course I opened up my app and I showed him, his character. He's like, and I started talking to him and like he saw the gear that Harlem Heat was wearing. He's like, I designed that gear myself.
Yeah, I remember that.
And we got into a conversation about it.
Cool.
So like you really like start to learn different things about different people.
Daniel Bryan liked to see himself as well on the game.
Who wouldn't, right? I mean, that's a huge draw. You're in a game. Some of these guys are in like, what, 20, 30, 40 plus video games by now, right? So it's not such a huge deal.
Sure, all the 2Ks and all the,
I like what the Direction Champions is going with getting like some of the NXT folks in there.
Definitely.
I like women's came out. I'd love to see Shayna Baszler get in there and everybody.
Right, so
She looks mean.
I got to see her live on Sunday at Evolution.
Well, I got like I talked to her at WrestleMania backstage at Access. She really looks like she can kick your ass. Well, she can kick your ass, but she looks like she can kick your ass as well.
I would love to see a real.
She's not mean at all. She was she was friendly, but damn, she got a mean face on.
Yeah, let them shoot fight for a couple rounds. I'd be into that.
She'd kick my ass, I'm sure.
You'd probably enjoy it. All right, so Eric, tell us a little bit about yourself and your history with the sport of wrestling. And I say it's a sport, even though we know it's all sports entertainment. At what age did you really realize, like, I enjoy wrestling, I love wrestling? Because there's nobody who plays this game who doesn't love wrestling. Like, there's no way.
1,000%. I was very fortunate growing up to have a grandmother who was already deeply involved into wrestling. So by the time I was 6, I was already going to the Buffalo Odd and seeing people in the early 80s. Yeah, it's not like technology today. I mean, when they were coming through, she'd find out through the newspaper, and she'd go down and wait outside for 4 or 5 hours to get tickets, and she would always take her grandkids there.
That's awesome.
So that's what I knew. And she had the whole conversation about kayfabe with me, and she's like, that's not it. Look at what they're doing. They're telling a story. And that's how I always approached it and took it. And when you take that side of it, I really I'm in sales, one thing. So I take it as everything they're doing is selling. And I love to see the energy. When they get the emotion and stuff involved, it doesn't matter that it's fake. You can feel that. When I first started dating my wife, right, we're sitting there. She knows I'm heavily into wrestling. I only ever had to answer one question about it. She looked at me and she goes, you know that's fake, right? Why do you like that so much?
Same question I get from my wife.
Yeah, I paused.
You watch an horror movie, you know that's fake. Why do you watch it?
You just got to hit that one point that's going to resonate. Mine was, you know McDreamy's not a real doctor. Does it ruin the show for you? She never asked me another question.
It's a full contact soap opera.
That's right. And there could be potential mistakes and stuff in there. That's cool. It's the most modern day Shakespeare that we have. If you enjoy some entertainment, cool. If you think you're going there to see some real fights, what in the world are you thinking, man?
Yeah. So did you watch Evolution this past weekend?
Yeah, man, my flight on Sunday was gross. I was supposed to be here in time to see it. I wound up traveling for 14 hours. So I've caught up on it all except for the last woman standing match.
Okay. So
which was the best one.
It was the best match.
That's
but
what
you're going to have to watch that match to really understand. Like, the refs really made a couple of botches that night. And, I mean, they clearly there were 2 times in that match. I'm assuming you know the result of the match already. You just haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, you're not spoiling anything, man.
Okay, so there were 2 times in that match where Charlotte clearly did not beat the 10 count, and the referee just stopped counting.
Come on.
And meanwhile, she got up when she was counted to 10 at the end of the match. She got up to the exact same point, like she was literally standing the same way she was standing when they stopped the count the previous time, and they continue counting. Like, you could really, certain things like that, if you're looking for it, you kind of notice that, it's definitely not supposed to happen that way, or it is supposed to happen that way at that point in time. There was another point earlier in the night, and I forget the match, and the referee counts 1, 2, and the referee's hand goes almost all the way down, and he just stops because,
guys, someone's supposed to kick out
here.
Yeah, I don't remember the match, but I was like, all right, well, somebody didn't get the cue. That's okay.
And we just looked at each other. I was sitting next to Mark, little C, and I looked at him, and then we looked at the guys next to us, and they were like, I don't know what happened there.
I love that.
So obviously we know wrestling's not real, and just like any scripted activity, mistakes happen. Unfortunately, because it's aired live with a script, mistakes are going to happen that you can't fix. So it's not like a movie where if you make a mistake, you can cut and redo it.
Yeah, and everyone that performed there was probably way more excited than usual. Even though they usually are also, they were really excited about this one as well. So that probably adds some level of, I could say, issues with concentration maybe.
Absolutely.
I look at it as all learning experience. Somebody botches something, it doesn't ruin it for me. What I'm actually looking at is how does that person recover from it? Because the show's got to go on, it's live. And if I was in that situation, could I do any better?
Yeah, I rarely ever sit and watch it. I'm always doing something in the meantime.
Grounded.
So I have the advantage that I don't really see these things. I'll hear about them after, but I'll likely miss it if it happens because I can't do just one thing at a time. So I won't see much of those live.
It's modern age, the age of technology. You can't do one thing at a time.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
My wife says, she's like, you're on your iPad, your phone, and your laptop, and the TV is on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, and...
No, when I was playing Supercard and Champion, I was dual welding phones. I had a phone in each end, and I was watching something on TV at the same time I was playing both games.
Usually sports.
My head's off to you, man. I can't do that. I'm a one game at a time person.
Yeah. Well, I stopped doing it.
dedicated.
I can't dominate at 2 games at the same time. I gotta focus.
You're in an education throughout your life, Eric?
Yes, sir.
So I'm an educator myself. I'm a 7th grade math teacher.
Oh, awesome. This explains why this comes so natural to you. You can't play it and like it without telling other people about it.
Right. So, and my kids, we're in the age of Fortnite. So my kids are talking about Ninja all the time. And I'm like, listen, Ninja, yeah, he may have a ton of subscribers, but his YouTube channel is nothing compared to mine.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, Mr. K, I'm going to go find your and they can't find it, obviously, because they're looking for my name. They're not looking for Big Papa.
Oh, intentionally. Absolutely.
So, and it's hysterical. And they're like, what? Wait a minute. So are you good at video games? I'm like, well, I play a lot of video games. They're like, you don't play as much video games as us, though, right? I'm like, think of it this way. I will have my iPhone set up with my Discord account, my iPad on my other lap playing one game, and I'll have my Xbox controller in my hand playing 2K on the TV. They're like, that's the look I get every time. Like, how do you do that? I'm like, it takes skills to be that. I don't even know. Is that really skills? Probably not. That's probably like you have a problem. And
that's OCD more than skills. Or in my case, ADD.
And I'm the same way. I like my wife was saying, she's like, why do you have the TV on? You're not even watching. I'm like, I just need the background noise.
Oh, that's actually an internal thing. Most of us are like that. Makes no mistake that you're an educator. We have to process internally, so we focus on something externally to make that happen. You might not know it's happening, but it is.
Right. It's true. So Eric, if someone is interested in joining the Haven family and they go to your website, will there be the links and the resources provided to them as necessary to find the correct person? As you say, you're just a facilitator. You're not an actual recruiter.
100%. Right now, I have a Join Us page, which has the links to the Discord information for 4 recruiters that has the flag of the language that they speak. That information will move to the main page so that I can create that tab for something else shortly. Currently, I'm updating the web page on a cycle of every 72 hours, just because it seems like there's been a really positive movement despite, the traditional negativity of the trolls that are all over the place.
It is what it is.
There really seems right now to be a positive movement amongst people to connect and really just drop that whole concept of there's faction like walls or barriers. That's just all made up in everybody's head, man. I told you I don't know really hardly anybody or any out there. I'll help anybody. That's the whole concept of putting that site up. I could care less what faction you're in.
So speaking of factions, obviously, Haven's top 5, top 3. Recently, you guys worked really hard to get back into the top 3 as of recent. There's a lot of faction drama in this game.
There is. Yeah.
There's a lot of faction, whether it be...
It's bound to happen in any competitive game.
Yeah, and that's whether it's between Execution and Grim and... Almost every faction hates us for some reason. I guess when you're on top, you get hated for whatever. But there's never any drama between Haven and another faction. And you've noticed, anytime there's faction drama, Haven is not involved.
Well, wait, they're probably going to get second on the next feud, so they're going to start hating them too.
I don't know. If you look, we kind of made this approach that our council, it's 13 people, right? That is a hell of a lot of work. The last thing they need to be doing is out there addressing anything in the community. Usually if somebody addresses something towards Haven, I'm going to get out there, I'm going to respond to it. Those guys that have the family philosophy and everything in it, I put them together. I can help you with any question you have about Haven. And the thing that I love about it, which is the reason I'm there, is there's nothing proprietary that we do. In fact, the same guys that we give our new hires, yeah, you can tell I'm working, right? The same guys that we give our new recruits are the same guys we put out there. And I've posted before, if there's any faction that wants to take my guide in the raw format and put their own logos and stuff on it for their people, I'll send it to you. My goal here is not to be known by anything. I don't put my name on the website. I usually don't put it in the guide. You'll see my little graphic, and that is it. That's my footprint, and I leave it and do whatever you want with it.
All right. So one last thing before we let you go. I know you're probably tired. You're working all day. Let's talk about the Matt Hardy event.
Oh yeah,
that's the event that you jumped out from the beginning. Wow. And you soared, and it was very clear from day one that you wanted to win that event.
Yeah, you can ask anybody in the faction there. That one took a lot of prep time, actually, because I studied the pattern that we were having with all the events. Thank the Lord I chose that one to jump on, because the pattern changed after that. And there hasn't been a choose your own superstar since then.
Right, yeah. There hasn't been. So which superstar? So for those of you who aren't aware, the previous collections events, there's currently a collection event that just started a couple hours ago going on, where you collect the vaults and you get superstars from the vaults. So the previous events going before this, up until the Matt Hardy event, the winner, second place, and third place got coins or some sort of thing where they got to choose their own superstar. So Eric was the winner of the Matt Hardy event. So not only did he get a 3-star gold Matt Hardy as the prize, he also got a 3-star silver of his choice.
Acro Macho, baby.
Okay.
You got Acro Macho.
Yeah. That I want to clarify, because I know a lot of folks from the outside looking in were like, what the hell is going on? This dude's got to be hacking or cheating or something like that. So what I wound up doing when everything was done is I posted everything internally so everybody could see it. This process leading up to it, had a farming rate of every day of farming 1 million coins minimum with 1,000 TP minimum. Set up on a chart every single day was the exact amount of coins per level per character, the exact amount of tokens per character. I had established that I could flip my entire roster twice for every single character. At that point going into that, I had been sandbagging for about a year and a half. My roster, I want to say, was 300. I moved over 200K on that particular one.
Of course, you're going to have to move up to do that.
Yeah, I went in with like 80 million coins, 20,000 TP, and for the entire event, I certainly did still keep that up where I'm farming 1 million plus, getting 1,000 TP, plus, of course, taking advantage of literally every single special that came in. That was a one-shot deal for me. And I created a guide that I posted a couple places that was really how you prep for that. And I showed a picture of my wall, and it looked like a crime scene investigation because every single possible scenario for a week, because I had no idea what they'd throw, had 3 different options of multi-branching options so that no matter what happened, my moves were planned out well ahead of time. So all I needed to do was execute it. And I also wanted to capitalize on the psychological aspect because I bumped ahead each time. My formula for that was just taking a look at the past 2 collection events and starting in the first 10 minutes and doubling the previous score that won. And that was intentional because the only points that vary in a collection event are the ones from the leaderboard. All the other points are available to everybody. You
Correct.
Control those in the beginning. You control the whole damn thing. And the reason I went out in front like that is because, towards the middle and the end, you didn't get the random Johnny Potatoes that got 20,000 TPs to blow just on one event because they want to. I do not want to compete with that. The other reason that I went with that Hardy event to pursue it is because I saw some posts that the big dogs like K9 and all these other guys had like either glitches going on with their accounts or they were temporarily out. I'm like, holy crap. Here's the other thing. The last day of whatever event was before it, I didn't participate in. The Hardy event started. There was a 1-day overlap. And that 1-day overlap had some crazy ass event before it. I don't know. Oh, yeah, it was buying. It was using cash. So I capitalized on that. I think I spent $300 only on tokens to set myself up for the evolves that I need for the event. But it also maxed out that crazy event before it, which, was like, $500 worth of crap for it.
Right.
So it was
smart.
Everything lined up perfectly. And just like you guys, I've spent way too much on pulls and I wanted to refocus on how could I spend the money better. And this was it, investing the same amount in developing the roster that I had and also getting a guaranteed card at the end. What I do like about the new collection events is you no longer need to come in first to get those cards. It's kind of available to everybody.
Top 500.
Yeah. I feel like I finally hit this beautiful state in the game, the end game, where I'm not farming like a madman anymore, guys.
It's hard. And the truth is, like, the game is great, but doing that, sustaining that, it gets boring.
That's right. You grind to get to the point where you're comfortable. It's when people overgrind it, they hate the game, they throw it out, man. No, you don't do that. Take a little break, come back, walk away. What do you guys do now? You feud with your time the most, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's what I do. It's a personal challenge to myself, right? I like to map it out and see what my personal best is for an hour. And then can I mentally sustain that for 24 straight? I can.
You get to appreciate your weekends even more when there's no feud. Because you're like, I got so much time today.
Yeah, it's Blitz this weekend. So thank the Lord. Let me do a couple of hell runs, and now I got the rest of the weekend free.
I'm going to be making food for the whole week this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. I got actually no plans this weekend whatsoever, so I'm just gonna relax.
I'll make some food and I'll fill the rest of the day doing whatever pops out that day.
Obviously, I'll do my lesson plans for the week. I'll do some household chores.
That's it. In the actual game, though, I got to be honest. During the week, if it's not a feud, besides booting up to do the expeditions, it's probably an hour or less is all I'm at now. The days.
Well, yeah, you do your dailies, and that's about it.
That's all you need.
During the week, I don't have time for anything else than the daily.
Yeah, you guys got to know, everybody watching, there is a light at the end of the tunnel because when you come on board, you're playing the catch-up game. You play it for a little bit, build your roster up, join the other factions, keep moving up the ranks, and eventually you hit the sweet spot. Yeah, you don't need to spend thousands of dollars to enjoy the game. It's at the point, if you are patient, for the love of God, be patient and let things
So what's your advice? Someone who's picking up the game today for the first time, they're loading up, they go through a tutorial. What's your advice for that new player?
If it's new superstars that are available for under $10, take those cards when you get the opportunity. Anything else, resist and grind, baby. Put some restriction on yourself. You ain't buying anything else, no packs, nothing, for another month or two. Why? Because that first part of working the road is so significant, not just in what you get, but in the experience in the game itself. Don't be blowing your props and all that sort of stuff. Patience and learn it. I first started in this game with a group called NWO Homies. I think they were like 98 or 99. Great communication, learning back and forth. I told them, eventually I made, it's just a business decision to, I'm ready. I'm moving to Haven and we're done with it. We move forward. Get into a faction that is willing to teach and learn. There are plenty of them out there. You see the advertisements, God, and what all the Discord channels every single day. Find one you like. Have fun with it. And when it's time and you are ready to start really investing in your character and everything, by all means, reach out and go with a faction that has like-minded people that are roughly, you got spenders in there, you got free-to-play players in there. It's all a balance. Find the one that works for you and ride it out.
Yeah. And don't make Cena 4-star.
What was that?
And don't make Cena 4-star.
Oh, yeah.
I got so many people messaging me, is Cena worth making 4-star? No.
Yeah.
I mean, I have him at 3-star gold, and I think I did it for an event, and I'm like, can I get my hairsprays back?
There's so many guides out there that in the beginning you don't need to make those moves, but eventually you reach the point, if you're going to participate in these events, you're going to make some decisions that you normally wouldn't make. Like I've seen.
Correct, like making Cena for the 3-star gold.
100%. You need those points. You got to suck it up and take it because there's a greater cause here. Fortunately, the game's been around so much now that we're starting to see events come up where you need those guys already at 3. And that's, in my opinion, that's where it's at with these events. You have to know going in. If you're at 100, 200, even 300K, don't expect to cap these events out. That shouldn't be your goal. Your goal might be in the middle. It's when you start hitting the later edges of the game that, how many times have you guys hit that last milestone? Besides this last one, they kind of gave it to us. Otherwise,
just the one.
Never hit it.
Just the one.
Yeah. So be patient with it. There will always be things to entice you. It's the same if you go to McDonald's. It's the same as if you go down the candy aisle. Those are available for those that want it. You can't be mad at the spoon if you ate something. You have to own your decisions. You might as well start from day one.
Yeah.
Excellent advice, Eric.
Well said.
All right, folks, this has been another episode of the Big Papa Papacast. We thank Eric for his time today. And, of course, if you're not already a subscriber on either of our channels, please go ahead and subscribe. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like. If you have any questions or comments, leave them at the bottom, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys. G out.
Thanks for having me, guys. TheHavenFamily.net. Take care.